it's me, Crafty Simmer, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are working towards getting Primrose to a 5-star rating, and we're working on the entrance today. However, though, I did find out something that was very, very interesting to learn, and that is the fact that Primrose is already at a 4-star rating. I did not know that. And trust me, that left me shook. Real shocked. Anyways, though, we are now starting on the landscaping of the area, and I'll just kind of come in and out as I see fit in terms of the audio. So basically we are starting now to work on the entryway to our beautiful island of Primrose, and so I really love this terracotta pathing. I don't know, it's actually one of my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. I like the coloring of it, I like the pattern, and I also found this really cute trim online, because thank goodness they actually added these transparency scales. As you guys actually see, I'm actually putting them down right now. I'll be leaving the creator's code in the description down below if you guys want to go and check it out. I think she has it, I think they've done it for every single default pattern available to us. So I think that's really awesome that we actually have the ability to do that. So I absolutely love these things, though. I think they are so cute. And I put back down my blossom viewing lanterns because once again, there's a lot of DIY stuff in this game that is just so beyond adorable, and I love it. Also, too, you guys will probably notice that there's a change in terms of the weather and stuff because it's actually took me about 2 days to actually do, as I actually recorded this this build here that you guys are watching right now while I was sick with, well, I'm actually still kind of recovering from the virus. You guys can probably hear I'm actually running out of breath right now, but as you guys all know, I actually came down with a virus that came back as negative for COVID, so I don't have COVID-19. But I do have some sort of virus right now that is attacking my lungs, and it's not being very nice to them. Needless to say. And so I actually wasn't supposed to find out until today from Alberta Health Services. And what actually ended up happening was that on Sunday night I was in so much pain because of the coughing fits I was having. It was inducing nausea. That's how bad they were getting. And so I called them, the health the health link line, and I'm like, hey, so I'm having a coughing fit and I'm basically getting nearly to induce throwing up. And the nurse is over here yeah, go to the ER. So of course I started crying because I didn't want to go to urgent care, which is the most accessible spot for me. So I was crying because I didn't want to go to urgent care, and because I have some unresolved trauma from urgent care, needless to say. And and then so we went, and they wouldn't let Adrian in because Adrian came with me while I was there, and so he came in with me. They told him that he couldn't come in because they weren't sure if Adrian was sick or not, because the real possible exposure that I had that I knew of was because of Adrian working. So, and he showed 0 symptoms the entire time. So yes, he never needed to be tested or anything. So he just stayed home until I was negative. And I mean, I'm still not feeling 100%, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still kind of feeling like crap, but now that he's back to work, I decided that I'm gonna go back to at least filming, and then I have this interview thing that I need to get lined up too still. Oh my goodness, my lungs are already out of air. Anyways, though, carrying on, so yeah, so they wouldn't let Adrian in because they weren't sure, and therefore Adrian could pose a risk to people that were there that didn't have COVID. So then he actually ended up telling the screening lady there about it, and he's like, hey, so I'm just a little bit reluctant to leave because my fiance has an issue with a doctor here, and So yeah, so like you know, like he made him aware that there was a doctor that basically invalidated my PTSD. And he was telling me how, like, it was basically impossible for me to have PTSD due to it not being a physical ailment. Well, there wasn't, like, any physical thing to my trauma. So they're like, yeah, no, it's not possible. And then, lo and behold, what did I get diagnosed with? I get diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. So, yeah, no, I really can't help but think that I do have PTSD there, Doctor Sir. So yeah, so that's what happened. And so the nurse came up to me and she's like, okay, so can you just describe this doctor to us? And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. So she's like, is he a male? I'm like, yep. What hair color? He was a brunette. I was also asked too, oh, look at that, I'm talking to like all of my animals. I don't know, Cherry decided to name me Reverb, and that became a thing for a little while. and now the new name is Pudding. So I don't know, my animals come up with like the weirdest names ever for me, but I'm just nice. I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, name me Pudding, whatever you want there, Judy. So can I just say too how cute Peggy is? Like, I absolutely love Peggy. I think she is just the most adorable thing ever. Okay, anyways though, back to what I was talking about. This is where my lungs are giving up on me right now. So yeah, so like, and then like the last question was, now keep in mind, I'm a person of color, okay? Like, I'm not white. I'm actually Hispanic. So like, it was actually kind of interesting because she's like, is he white? I'm like, uh-huh. And then she like reassured me that the doctors on the team that night were women and everything. I'm like, okay, I don't really care who gives me the care. I just don't want him. Because the way he treated me last time was arguably re-traumatizing. So I don't want him treating me ever again. So yeah, so now that's an incident at urgent care. So, you know, that's always fun. Always fun. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like that doctor was rubbing my gears the wrong way even before he came into the room. Cause like he was making fun of like someone's name being like Lollipop, or I don't know. It was something weird. And it's just like, and just like his mannerisms outside of the room, was not a fan of how he was talking about like, I think it was like a patient or something. I don't know. He was super unprofessional, and yeah, and like I legit avoided urgent care for like well over a year before going back. And then I had to actually go to urgent care because COVID. Yeah, no, it's been kind of a very interesting week. An interesting past 2 weeks, needless to say. Just in terms of like my health, and like I'm actually starting to lose a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And so, yeah, so like, but at least though I didn't have to sit there for like 6 hours. I was actually done and got treatment within 2 hours? Yeah, like, I came in there at 9 and they had me out by like 11, so that's 2 hours. So I mean, like, and you know, and probably the fact too that like I was probable with COVID. They probably want me out there as soon as possible. So I don't know. I mean, I came in, I was complaining about chest pains because legit, my chest felt like it was being torn up from the inside out. And I was in so much pain, I was crying half the time, just from coughing. And so, always a good lesson. And I think right here, I'm actually starting to do my mums. So I decided to go and get some, I decided to, you know, embrace my inner Canadian, and I grabbed some white and red mums for my center fountain area, which I did have originally, and then I took it down because I didn't like it. Well, I took it down because I was planting a lot of things, and then, you know, now my flowers are this non-stop reproductive system of flowers, because they don't stop. Trust me when I say they don't stop. And then that is when I kind of call it a day, and we come back the next. And look at that, it's all sunny now, hooray! Alright, so as you guys can see here, I actually got some recipes out and ready to go for us today, so that way we can actually kind of get to like the decorating parts. And honestly, can I just say how much wood is like a very finite resource, but yet every single DIY recipe at least requires a little bit of wood at some point, at one point or the other. Like, just the amount of money, well, that's like the amount of like wood that like you need just to like build some stuff. Like, I mean, like I used so many freaking stacks of wood on this, and you know, of course, the evil Y thing happening with the flowers, and then I picked up a bud from the mums. You guys should probably see me bury that at some point in this clip, because I tried to bury it thinking it was an actual flower, and it wasn't an actual flower. And I also have some peaches and some oranges too, so I can, you know, uproot any flower and anything that I might need to uproot. So like these fruits right here, I actually ended up uprooting for those fruit trees, and I just planted them over there for now until I have the ability to move them again, which will probably be on a later video. And here I am, back again with these freaking fences because they are tilting me. Also too, I would highly suggest you guys watch Marshall, because Marshall will have something happening here to him very, very soon that is actually on clips now, so that's really fun. Of course, I just noticed that he has a flea, and he gets upset because apparently he was like really nervous that, like, you know, his mom or Tom Nook would do it instead of me, and it's like, why would you be so nervous about Tom Nook doing that, honey bunny? So anyway, so we help out Marshall, and we talk to Marshall again by accident because I'm trying to do stuff, and of course the animals get in the way. Can I just say that? The animals get in the way all the time when you're doing stuff, and you're like, okay, leave it alone. Like, I don't want you there. And then I took down the fences again because I actually had to go back in and put in these little patterns, which you guys will see. I actually got the little corner pieces. I think I was missing another piece that you guys are gonna see here relatively soon. That I ended up correcting. And then I added these little terracotta pieces for like the benches. Yes, and this is when I realized I was missing a piece. So I went back to the Able Sitters, like, oh my god, the Able Sitters. The Able Sisters, and got that piece as well, so that way that we can kind of finish everything up on the island. And once again, we're talking to Peggy, because Peggy is just a little chatterbug. I promise you, Peggy, every single time, she has something to say, and she drives me crazy, but I love her. Also too, these terracotta paths, I love them too, and they drive me bonkers because and there we go again, she is in my way. We just love the villagers when they're in our way, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have some pretty cute villagers. I mean, I have Cherry, I have Axel, I have Lucky, which Lucky I actually used a spoofed amiibo for. So like I basically made myself an amiibo of Lucky, and just went, it's a day. And I love him. I love him so much. He's my favorite. He's like my favorite villager of all time. Anyways, though, you guys can see me here. I'm actually now working on the remainder of the paths. You know, just kind of making them look all pretty and all finished. Because I really do like having this finished look to like the paths, with them having the little trim on them. I just think it just adds a little bit of. I just think it just makes it look all nice and finished, and you guys could probably tell that I'm missing some pieces too, and I love arches. But can I just say how hard it is to find arches? Oh, now I'm talking to Lucky! And I got this, and then I got the little bamboo grass out and everything, which I think is so beyond cute, especially when you can interact with them, and they actually have little wishes on them. And I think that is absolutely just to die for. And then I pause there so I can go get the new, like the little path I was forgetting. And I just started putting them on and, you know, making the rest of it look nice and tidy. That's kind of the big goal here, is to kind of make everything look nice and done. So yeah, and then and then I put in some fencing and I finished up with that. Which I'm pretty sure that's what I do. I don't know. It's been about a week since I recorded this. Anyways there guys, I think we're actually kind of getting near to the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoy the remainder of it, and I will see you all next time when I'm actually tackling the rest of the main island, which, you know, is where the town plaza is, and where Axel, Cherry, Peggy, and Bee live. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Bye there, guys.